Hi guys, Robin here, and I'm logging on tonight. It is day 3 evening message for us. And what I want to talk about real quick tonight is just a couple things. Do you have a working knowledge of the Before the Fork system? Have you read through the book enough that you really feel as if you understand all of the chapters leading up to the 28-day experience? For instance, are you familiar with all 6 of the pillars of change, the pillars that are going to support you through this entire process? What I would love for you to do, and I'm going to pull them out here, what I would love for you to do is post the pillars up everywhere. So when you're feeling a weakness, when you're feeling a vulnerability to something and you can't quite pinpoint what leg is getting wobbly underneath the table that you're living on, when you look at your pillars, you can see what needs to be strengthened. And hang on, I'm going to get my pillar sheet. Okay, so we're going to look. Are you familiar with all 6 of the pillars? The happiness ladder. It's so important that you take the time to understand the happiness ladder and how to move your emotions up and down. Well, hopefully only up the happiness ladder. Hi, Twain. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Lindsay. Good to have all of y'all here. So make sure that you're familiar with the happiness ladder and that you understand that your energy has a weight to it. And the better you become through practice at elevating your emotions, the easier and more joyful this process is going to be. So please become familiar with the happiness ladder. Pillar number 2 is journaling. Guys, it's such an instrumental part of this process. What you have to understand is that when I collapsed and I rose a very, very changed person, I spent the next, from 2004 to 2006, living this system that I had not yet identified. I hadn't really pinpointed everything that organically began moving in my life that made my transformation so effortless and so beautiful and so tied to joy and inspiration and happiness. And it wasn't until 2010 that I started breaking down all of the components. What was supporting me? And that's when I started identifying, and of course I go over that in the book. That's when I started identifying all of the pillars of change, the happiness ladder and journaling. All of that was present, but it was given to me through God's divine wisdom. He knew exactly what I needed to support my transformation. So he created this compelling vision, which of course sits at the very top of the system. And then he provided the joy and the happiness that I had to learn how to line up with on a consistent basis. Because there's one thing I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, more than anything else, and that was when God lifted the resistance off of me, I never, ever wanted to take it back from him. And my joy was the only thing that kept God holding on to my load and took the load off of my back. So the more often I could redirect negative, ugly, red and yellow zone emotions, the more weight was taken off of me, and God so graciously carried it for me. So learning to redirect your behavior using the happiness ladder is so instrumental, and journaling is part of that process. We talk through things in journaling. We're going to do our vision work through journaling. We're going to tie ourselves to our solutions through journaling. It's such an instrumental part of the program. Of course, the 3rd pillar is your nutritional platform. So what is it that you've landed on? You must know that, and you must commit to that tomorrow morning. And hopefully you've done all the preparation leading up to that. Next, we have your fitness. What are you going to do to move your body You don't have to go to CrossFit. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to throw around heavy weight in a gym if that's not who you are. But you do need to do something to honor your physical body. It will elevate everything you do to the next level. And of course, we have the next pillar, which is managing your expectations. No, I'm sorry. The next pillar is your support system. What support system do you have in place? And does your support system provide you with all of the elements that are necessary in a successful support system? Are they empathetic? Do they truly listen and identify the problem itself? Or is it a support group that spends the entire time chewing on the problem? Are they solution focused, where you identify the problem and you may spend some time talking through the situation until you actually identify the problem, and then immediately switch the focus to solutions. What can we do to move around this problem better next time? So are they truly solution focused? Are they empathetic listeners? And can they really identify with what it is that you're going through so that they can provide constructive, very, very constructive solutions? And pillar 6, of course, is setting your expectations. Have you lined up with the highest best you? Not the highest best someone else, but the highest best you. So all 6 pillars, did I hit all 6? Happiness, journaling, nutrition, your fitness, your support system, and your expectations. Yes, I hit all 6. And of course, your desired self rests at the top of that. So those right there, think of your life as a table. Think of this, you're sitting on a table, and every pillar is a leg underneath that table. No leg is more important than another leg. They're all necessary to keep you stable and keep you steady. Once one leg gets a little loose, you know how it is. Any restaurant you've gone into, you feel the wobble. You feel it. So stay in contact with all 6 of your pillars of support. Post them up so you can see them. Put them on your bathroom mirror. Make a graphic and put them as a screensaver so that you know where your weakness is if you start to feel vulnerable. So I do want you to post reminders for yourself everywhere. And of course, realize that we're at the end of phase 1. You're going to be moving into phase 2, phase 3, and then phase 4. So you're going to start hearing another language from me in the next couple of days, and I want you to get familiar with it. And what I'm going to be talking about is phase 2 moments. Okay, and as we're moving through phase 2, I want to start using that terminology and that verbiage a lot with you, because I want you to understand when you're having nothing more than a phase 2 moment, which means you are deep, deep into breaking and scrambling old neural pathways and replacing that with something else. And there's going to be a lot of emotion and confusion that comes through that process. So if you have a slip up, if you're feeling incredibly vulnerable, if you aren't sure what to do next, or you messed around like I did today and skipped a meal, so all of a sudden you find yourself starving and you don't really know which way to turn, those are all phase 2 moments. And we're going to learn how to identify a phase 2 moment. And then as we move into phase 3, you're going to start having aha moments. And those are phase 3 moments. That's when some of these behaviors that we worked on in phase 2, all of a sudden they've stuck a little bit, and you notice that you automatically did the new behavior, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, I just had a phase 3 moment. That is so awesome. They're going to become more frequent. Can you hear Greg? He's outside with the blower. I'm sorry. It's super loud. Anyway, you're going to notice some phase 3 moments. And then in phase 4, we're going to take a few days and just rest into the new behaviors and acknowledge what has stuck and what has taken a foothold. Now I've got one tromping down the stairs. Mac, I'm doing a live video, baby. You could keep it down. There's my boy. So then you'll notice that you start moving into the phase 4 moments where the new behaviors seem effortless. Now, there's still an opportunity to slip backwards a little bit, but we're going to just appreciate that phase 4 for a brief period of time before we start all over again. Before I wrap up tonight, I want to ask you 2 things. First of all, did you take the zone quiz? Okay, did you go through and take the time in the beginning of the book to take the zone quiz? I'm working on getting the zone quiz online, and I'll have some supplemental information regarding where you came out on the zone quiz, which zone is your natural propensity, at least at this point in your life. So all of you red zone, yellow zone, total reactive zone folks out there, I want you to know, wherever you landed, it's totally and completely okay, because we're going to learn how to elevate. And there is no one out there that is a complete red or green zone thinker all the time. Okay, that's unrealistic. All of us move up and down the chart periodically. But you do have a natural propensity to land in one of the zones. And we're going to get you elevated. We're going to teach you some tricks over the next 25 days that are going to disarm some of those red and yellow and total reactive behaviors and make life more enjoyable for you. You don't have to fight the battle. You don't have to constantly be turning your boat upstream and paddling into the current. You can learn to let go of the oars, let it spin you around, and let it just take life with the current. It's such a blessing. There's times, of course, that we want to paddle upstream because we want to strengthen certain areas of our life. But there's also times that you just don't have to do that, and you can go with the current of life and just let it take a rest in the current of life. Okay, so don't get bummed out if you're red or yellow zone on your quiz. Just know that that's an area that we're going to take a little special focus on. No big deal. Okay, next, did you take the fitness archetype test? Are you a rebel, a seeker, a perfectionist, or a hacker? And again, this is not stonework. This is not something that is carved in stone. I kind of move through those. I've told y'all before in the past that my fitness to me is very, very cyclical. I love that. I love that about my fitness. I recognized this about 10 years ago, that if I stick with something too long, I do get burnout, and I also get overuse injuries. So I allow my fitness to have a real fluid movement through it. I'm a little bit of a seeker. I love to try new things, but then I also cling to familiarity as well. I'm a perfectionist, so I have to be aware of that because sometimes, for instance, we all know, you got the watch, right? You have the watch or whatever your tracker is, and if you're not wearing it, it's almost as if, what's the point? Why am I going to work out? I don't have proof. Well, I have to fight against that just like the next person. But at my core, I'm a hacker. That's what my core is. I'm a researcher and I'm a hacker. Maybe not as much as the boy you just saw, I guess man you just saw walk past my son, Mac. He's a major hacker. But I am a hacker to the best of my ability. I love to sink my teeth into new different techniques and styles and mixing it with this. And that's why I'm doing the slow carb diet right now. I'm just hacking it. I'm just playing with it to see what it does. It excites me to try something new. So I hope you've identified your fitness archetype, and I hope that helps you expand your idea of fitness. If we put fitness into one box, one idea of fitness, should you have an injury, should you move, anything that disrupts that one little box that you have put all of your fitness eggs in, and you've just lost your fitness. So if you think outside of that fitness box, entertain these various archetypes of fitness, a whole world may open up to you that you didn't even know existed. So please take some time and get familiar with that. Okay, that's it. I'm going to wrap up tonight. Oh, Kim is there. Hi, Kim. I've got a house full. Oh, you watch later. You watch later. It'll be here for you. Guys, thank y'all so much. And tomorrow is the big day. I'm going to hop on in the morning, probably a little earlier than usual, because I am going to be packing up to head out to the lake. But I want you to know I'm getting ready to go in the kitchen, put in the crock pot what my main nutrition is going to be for the period of time that I'm at the lake. I'm tired. This is not something I'm super pumped about doing, but I know that it will really, really save me when I'm at the lake. So I'm going to go ahead and commit the time, get the chicken and get the beans in my crock pot, get it cooked up so that I have a quick and easy go-to on the boat trip, and I don't have to worry about preparing my meals. They're all done for me. So, okay, love you all. Have a great night. Make sure you're ready because you launch first thing in the morning. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.